back here to the shop. It's getting a little bit warmer as the summer goes on, but it's still a good day to be in the shop. And I thought today we would go back to some of Granddad's tools. And as I was going through some of these things, I don't know if you'll remember a while back, we opened up this shoebox and found all of the treasures inside. And there were some of these smaller boxes that were in there, and the video got a little long, so I've saved these boxes for a separate video, which I'm going to do now. But as I was going through this, it's very interesting. I found this brochure. It's from 1966, and it's for the Flat Rock Children's Home. The Flat Rock Children's Home was a home for troubled teens, especially boys. And before the state took over all of the things with orphans and stuff like that, a lot of churches would have orphanages and homes for troubled kids. And this was a farm. It was a working farm that kids could go to that were having problems, different issues, and they could work on the farm. And it was just a way to give them something to do, to channel their energies that they were putting into things to get in trouble. This way they could make it productive and they could learn something as well. It's really neat. As I understand it, John Deere had an agreement with them, and they would send them their latest equipment, and then those on the children's home that would use it would then give them feedback on it, and they'd be able to fix the things that they needed to fix. I remember one tractor that my dad was telling me about that they had received on the farm, and it was basically too powerful for its own weight. And so they ended up giving feedback that it could pull more than what it was capable of pulling, more if it were heavier. And so they actually added weights and more weight to the tractor, and it worked a whole lot better. So those are just a few things that was interesting to me. Now I have a picture here, and you can see my grandfather and my grandmother. And this was before my grandfather's accident. While on the farm, he fell off of a hay wagon, if I remember correctly, the story, and crushed his hip. And after that, he wasn't able to work on the farm, and he became a watchmaker. Went to Elgin, Illinois, where he studied watchmaking. And that's why I have all of these things for watchmaking. Now, I do have one item over here. Let me go show it to you, and that was a toolbox that he had while he was at the Flat Rock Children's Home. Here was this toolbox, and I've done a video on it, on all the stuff that's in here, and I will try to remember to put the link in the description. But from what I understand from my uncle, he remembers when he was very, very young, my grandfather taking this everywhere he went pretty much, because he helped to keep all of the equipment running, and this was his primary toolbox that he took with him everywhere. So it's interesting to me when you look at some of those things that was his primary toolbox, and it's so small compared to what you have to have today to work on vehicles. Back when, everything was pretty standard, and you could pretty much get by with an English standard set. You didn't need metric and all that other stuff. It was kind of being introduced at the time, but with that toolbox you could do just about everything you needed to do to the equipment that they were working with. Once in a while you needed a little bit bigger wrench, but for the most part, for changing oil and doing general maintenance, that's pretty much all that you needed. But for right now, let me bring you down here on the bench and let me show you what we've got for today. So here's the tool, the shoebox that I had opened before on another video, and if you're interested in seeing what's in here, I'll try to put that link as well in the description. But for right now, these are the things that I had found in here, and the video was getting long, and so I thought I'd save these for some other time. These boxes here I have opened. These here I have not opened, and I did open this one as well. And as I mentioned, my grandfather was a watchmaker for newer viewers. And these are the little stems, the crowns that go on the stem for your watches that you would use to wind the watch. And that's the stem right there. And so these are replacement stems, all in their own little vial. And it looks like they're even numbered. I don't know if that's for sizes. I don't know if the inside of those had specific sizes or not. I'm not really sure. But let me bring you down here a little closer and we'll go through these things. So let's take a little closer look at these. You can see they've got a little cork in the end right there, got a number on them, and then the little crown in there that you can see. So I think those are actually glass. And so here is the gold-filled crown assortment, quick fit. So that's really interesting to me. So there is that. Now there are some old watches I found here that I'm sure my dad used while working on the farm and different places. And I just found some of these. I think this is for a larger clock. I'm not real sure, but looks like it got a big old jewel in there. So that was kind of interesting. But I'll put that stuff aside because what I really want to look at are these things. So this, when we opened it up before, were all these little handles. And I thought maybe they were little screwdrivers. I'm not real sure. But when I got to looking here at some of these other things, these here are an assortment of screws, taps, and drills. And there are some really small little vials with what looks like a tap or a drill, a tap, and the screws that go in there. So I think you would take these and open them up by turning that screw, put your little bit right down inside of there, and then you would be able to by hand turn and twist that and drill holes, tap it, and then you'd have the screw that goes in there as well. So all of that was included in the little vial. So that was kind of neat. Then this here, let's see what this is. Oh, some empty vials. That's kind of anticlimactic. Oh well, put that aside. Now this thing here, let's see, what is this? You can see it says it's numbered the bottles, and then it has a thread. So it must be screws, finished jewel screws. Let's see what we have here. Oh my word. Can you see that? That's a little pill bottle inside of the vial. Inside that little pill bottle is a little screw. Oh my goodness, can you imagine working with stuff that small? That's amazing. Goodness sakes. Now let's take a look in here. This is labeled caliper. Let's see if that is really a caliper. These are the boxes I have not opened yet. Well, looky there. Sure enough, looks like it is. Fascinating. What is that? Can you see that? It's got two little notches in there. I don't know if that's a file. Huh. I have no idea what that is. So that's kind of cool. So that is a caliper. Now, what is this? Fit right screwdrivers. Hey, what do you know? That's what they are. Little screwdrivers. That's actually, for this kind of work, that's pretty big. All these different types of screwdrivers. And look, there's even this little, no, does this come out? Nope, there's a little wood piece in there with dividers that help hold all those little screwdrivers apart. I'm not sure why. I don't know if that's the way they were shipped or what the deal is, but those do thread and will open up so that you can put different screws or different drills or screwdrivers in them. So that's kind of neat. Screwdrivers. What we would probably call eyeglass screwdrivers, but these are for watches. Alright, this is the one that was the heaviest. And like I said, I have not looked into this one yet. It says set of 3 bracelet screwdrivers with reversible double-ended blades. I have a feeling that's not what's in here. Number 7, 8, and 9. Nope, I don't think it is. Boy, this is a hodgepodge of stuff, isn't it? Let's dump this out and see what exactly we have here. This thing here was on top, and I don't know what it was for. Just not sure. It's just kind of this flat blade. Let's see, this thing. This thing looks like some kind of a wheel puller, or to be able to press things into something, because this turns. This will turn and it will move its way up. These little side things will move back and forth. It's all stainless. And right there it says Germany. So I'm not really sure what it's used for, but it's fun going through Granddad's stuff. Looks like a brass or bronze bushing for a motor of some kind. All of these, goodness sakes. I don't know what all this is. It looks like a stem to a watch. That looks like it goes to a Titak. So just some odds and ends things. This looks like it might be some kind of a little drill or a gouge, a miniature, not sure. So probably finding the size of different bits. That's interesting. If you guys know what that is, almost looks like you could clamp that into a vise. And I don't know if it's some kind of a little anvil for setting things. I don't know. But different screwdrivers, screwdriver tips. That one there looks like it's square. What are these things? Oh, files. So here's some little files. Both of these. That looks like just a pin. Oh, these are probably stems for watch handle, or for the straps for your wristband. All kinds of just little odds and ends on. What is that? Is that some kind of a marker? No. Don't know what that is. Is it graphite that you can lubricate, put it in there and it will have some lubricity? These, I think, are oilers. You dip them in oil and get a drop of oil, and then you can place it right where you want to when you're oiling different things. So that's kind of cool. A little clasp. I don't know if those, what does that say on there? Can we read that in the camera? Or is it just, might just be decoration? No, it says something there. I'll have to look when I edit, see if we can see exactly what that says. I'll take a close-up picture of these and see if we can't read that a little better. But there's Granddad's stuff. Well, that was another fun video to go through some of Granddad's tools. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up and share this with others that you might think might enjoy this content. Check out those videos in the description to follow up on some of these things that we've talked about before. And it's just a lot of fun to go through these things and to see some of the, especially find the picture and the brochure and things about the past and the history of your family. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and that way next time we have a video up, you'll be notified and be able to come visit me again here in the shop. I sure do enjoy it. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Here's to you. God bless.